What's good everyone, yadiiiigg, 4 eyes, 2 G's here, and today we're here to talk about Burberry Perry, now known as TheGoodPerry. And recently I did a video covering him and Yachty's rocky relationship where they would once have a falling out before getting cool again around a year or so now. However, around Christmas time the producer Grind would do an interview with Perry, and I think some of their discussions helped to shed some light into what happened behind the scenes with Perry and Yachty, and honestly just from my perspective it seems that Perry may have gotten treated a little hard done by.
All this guala, all this cheese, all this bread. Wet 'em up, hit 'em up, catch this lead. 100 racks, 100 rounds, 1 Rari. Taking cars while this little bitch jar me. Chop him down, gun him down on his own block. Time is money, so you know I make that TikTok.
The first and really most notable thing is that Perry didn't get paid for quote close to a year for the shows he performed at supporting Yachty. Now to a certain extent I can understand not paying support artists, but Perry is much more than just a support artist for Yachty. We need to think about what gave Yachty the leverage to even be in the position to be able to tour in the first place. Time and time again Yachty gave Perry credit for their collaborative work that birthed their sound. He produced Yachty's breakout hit One Night, and not to mention 8 songs between Lil Boat 1 and Summer Songs 2 collectively. So to think of and treat Perry as just another quote unquote support artist to Yachty, in my opinion, is a little narrow and a little demeaning. Secondly, these weren't just small 5-city or 5-date tours or anything like that. These were huge big name tours. According to Perry in the interview, it was a tour with Young Thug, the tour with Ray Shremmerd, as well as Yachty's own local and international tours he would embark on in 2016 that he wouldn't get paid for. And lastly, all throughout this time period, Yachty was calling Perry his best friend in damn near every interview. So I don't know how you can go around calling someone your best friend but not pay them for going on tour with you for essentially a whole year. And to me, between those 3 reasons right there, I definitely kind of think Perry got taken advantage of in this case, just to a small extent. Again, I'm not suggesting that every support artist should be paid or that Perry should have gotten this amount or this split, but when you take in the wider context of what Perry did for Yachty, I definitely think he deserves some form of compensation, especially considering that this went on from 9 to 11 months. It wasn't just some 1 week, 2 week thing where he went on tour and he didn't get paid. It happened for close to a year, at least according to Perry. And quickly, a shout out from my Instagram, shout out goes to yoyo.silver for the love. Appreciate you and appreciate everyone else showing me love over on my Instagram at yadiiiigg. If you don't follow your boy, make sure to. Also remind about my Cardi and Travis merch tees. They're fire, links in the description to cop if you're interested. Also like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications, all that good YouTube stuff, but let's keep going. And even though I've said my piece on what I think about it, it does need to be mentioned that at this point in time we do only have one side of the story. We do not have the perspective of Yachty's management or booking agent, and I'm sure there is some rationale or some calculation that from their perspective justifies this and makes sense for them, although I would still call bullshit a little bit as it just doesn't seem fair to me. Interestingly enough though, I think an offhand comment by Perry in this interview shed some light into possibly what was going on behind the scenes a little more. Perry happened to mention that throughout this period he wasn't signed to QC, instead he actually signed a deal with Rick Rubin. Remember this photo here? Everyone thought that he had signed to QC, however turns out that this wasn't the case, and as I said, he cleared that up in the interview saying that he was signed to Rick Rubin this whole time. Now, I want to make it clear that this theory right here is all speculation, but we do know that Yachty is over at QC. So my theory is that because Perry wasn't signed to QC didn't mind finessing him, not paying him, and basically exploiting him, because ultimately any money that QC has to take out from Yachty's tour money to give to Perry means less money to Yachty and less money to QC. Whereas say that Perry was signed to QC, whether Yachty or Perry gets a tour money is kind of irrelevant, as either way it trickles down into QC. Again, that's just a theory and it might be a bit of a reach, but to me it is a possibility as to why QC kind of did this and didn't mind finessing Perry. And although we never found out exactly the reason as to why the two split up and went their separate ways for a little while, I wouldn't be surprised at all if this financial situation or other financial situations behind the scenes played a part and led to some tension between the two. Because although Perry in the interview said he didn't really care about not getting paid at the time, I think no matter who you are, you would feel a little bit salty if you went on tour for this long and didn't get a dime for it. But again, this is just my perspective. And that's all from me today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Do you think Perry got finessed? Do you agree with me? Do you not? Let me know. Also, reminder, like button, hit that subscribe button, notification button, turn them on as well. And there are more videos of mine on screen right now. Do make sure to check them out if you haven't.